Hello and welcome to Alexandria Jet Ski Rental. So here's how it works. You pick a day that you want to either rent one Sea-Doo or two Sea-Doos on our website. Then you tell us where and when you want us to drop them off. We could either drop them off the night before or the morning of. Then at 9:30, which is the legal time you can take them out, you head to the lake and drop them in. So if you don't have a 2-inch ball, we'll supply one, no extra charge. We give you 5 gallons of gas extra. I really don't think you're going to need it, but we'll just supply it just in case, because these Sea-Doos they're 4 strokes and they just sip gas. They're not like the old style where they just like run through a tank like crazy. So we give you extra gas, free, no extra charge, an anchor so you don't have to beach it, so you can just like go out, put it out, hang out on the lake, chill, not have to worry about anything. We get you some line to tie up at the docks, life jackets. We have sizes from small all the way up to 4XL. And you get the Sea-Doo. Then when you're done for the day, you load them back up, you bring them back to your place, call us up, and we'll come pick them up. It's that easy. So we're gonna head down to the landing, and I'll show you how to drop these things off. We'll go through some rules and some little operational stuff, and we'll get you going. So if you can't make this latch go down, it's probably because the trailer is too far forward on the ball. So just give it a scoot back, and then latch it. Don't forget your pin. And your hooks. Your chains should cross from here up to your eyelets. And last thing's your lights. Alright, so you made it to the landing. Now step number 1 is to put your plug in. Now, there's 2 ports in the back. The right side is where your plug goes. So you just thread it in and you're good to go. If you find that your plug is not there, we have one in the safety kit, which you will see right now. On the right side of your Sea-Doo, you pull this out right here. It says safety kit. Pull this container out. You'll have an extra plug in here, a whistle, a flashlight, and a rope. So always make sure that your plug is in. That's step number 1. A couple rules before you go out there is you cannot go out before 9:30, and you have to be off 1 hour before sunset. And when you're out there, you have to be 150 feet away from somebody if you're going over 5 miles an hour. So anybody on a boat, on a Sea-Doo, or 150 feet away from shore. So just keep your distance. Those were just a couple of the rules. The rest of the rules are in this supplied handbook. You'll find it in your Sea-Doo. So if you're by yourself, there's supplied ropes. So you'll tie one of these, just loop it over your handlebars. And if you're at a dock, you just stand out there, push it off, and then tie it off to the dock, go park your vehicle. Simple as that. If you're with somebody else, just have them sit on here, push them off, and they can start it and put away. We don't recommend you beach it. We supply you with an anchor so you don't have to. So the anchor is in this black bag. Folds out. Real simple. Slide that down, lock it over. You got an anchor. Now we don't want you to beach it because sand will get into your impeller, and then it's going to wear out your wear ring, and then you're going to have to pay for it, and we're going to have to come fix it. Nobody wants that. So just use the anchor, stay away from the beach. But if you have to beach it, you shut it off before you get up to about waist deep. If you have it running and you're too close to the sand, it'll suck all that up. It's like just a big vacuum cleaner underneath there. So right here underneath, there's a grate. So the impeller draws up all this water and shoots it out the back. So if you're too close to the sand, it's going to suck all that up and it's going to wear out your wear ring. And like I said, you'll get charged. So just stay away from the shore when you're running it. Just push it up on shore if you have to. You're good. Now, when you go back out, this part's very important. You pull it out, and now if it's just sitting there, there's sediment like building up inside your impeller and in your wear ring. So you push it out a little bit, up to about waist deep, and lift up and push down multiple times to clear that sand out. Then you can push off, jump on, and start it up and go. But just, I'm gonna reiterate, don't have it running too close to the shore. You're gonna have a bad day. All right, so here's your key. You can either loop it around, hook it to itself and go around your wrist, or you can hook it right to your life jacket. There's gonna be a little loop on there. So to start it up, put the key on, and then you just push this start button, push and hold, and it'll just start. Once it's started, it'll be in neutral. To go backwards, you hit the brake lever, which is on the left, and you hold it in, and you'll be moving backwards. When you let go, it'll go back into neutral and just sit there, even though the engine's running. To go forward, you just tap the forward throttle, which is here, and it'll move up the grate in the back, and you'll just be putting forward. So right now, it's in neutral. We're not moving. If I pull the lever on the left and hold it, we're gonna go in reverse. It also displays that on the screen here. Now I let go, and we're in neutral. If I wanna go forward a little bit, I just tap the forward throttle, and now we're just moving forward. Now to stop again, I hold the reverse, and we'll come to a stop, and then I can let go, and we'll just sit in one spot. To go into sport mode, which gives you a little extra throttle, a little more responsiveness, you push and hold this red button. It says entering sport mode, and then you push it again, and now you're in sport mode. To get out of sport mode, you just do the same thing. You just hold this button, sport mode deactivated, it'll read, and that's it. The last thing is your trim. If you want to ride and do wheelies and spin around and have a bunch of fun, you push this VTS button over on the left, and you'll see this line here will aim all the way up, indicating your nose is going to go up when you hit the throttle. If you want to be more at plane when you're riding around, you push it down until the line goes to the middle. If you want to ride a little bit more aggressive, you can have it go all the way so the nose will be forced down when you're riding. If you want to go from all the way to the bottom to all the way to the top, you double tap and it'll go all the way to the top. Same to go all the way down. Double tap and it'll go all the way down. A couple more things. Now, if there is a rope out in front of you, you cannot drive over it, because like I said before, this thing's like a big vacuum. It'll suck up that rope and wrap up around your impeller. And if you flip it over, there's only one way to flip it back over, and it has to be flipping it to the left. And I'll show you that right now. So here's the Sea-Doo flipped over. And on the back side, get close to that. Yep. It's a picture showing it flipping it to the left. So it'll flip it to the left. You're gonna hold on to this grate up here, being careful not to hit this plate because this is gonna be hot. Put your foot up here and then flip it over. After a rollover and you restart it, it's gonna put out a little bit of white smoke. That's not a big deal. So to go forward, like I said before, push the throttle, you go forward. To go in reverse, you pull the reverse lever and then hit the throttle, you go backwards. Forwards, backwards. The way a Sea-Doo turns is it shoots water out the back, and you steer which way the water goes. Meaning you cannot steer if you are not giving it gas. If you're going across the lake and you let go of the gas and turn to the right, it will not turn. It will just keep going straight. You have to stay on the throttle to turn. So one more thing about the brake is you can be going across the lake wide open. If you see something you don't want to hit, or if you just want to slam on the brake, you can squeeze this brake lever and you will come to a stop. It's super cool. It's going to shoot up water straight up the back, letting other riders know around you that you're braking, and you'll come, like I said, to a complete stop. So like I was saying, if you're going and you let go of the throttle, you will not be able to steer. Watch this. So if you're about to hit something and you get scared and let go of the throttle, you're still going to hit them. So you have to stay on the throttle and just turn away from them. Don't panic. And if you're going and you want to stop really fast, brake is on the left. Give that a squeeze. These handlebars are adjustable because you have the Trixx version. So you lift this lever up, pull up, and latch it back down. So we talked about the trim a little bit before, and I'm going to show you what the Sea-Doo will do if you have the trim all the way up, and what the Sea-Doo is going to do if you have the trim all the way down. So first I'll show you what it's like all the way up. So like I said before, I'm going to have this button on the left. I'm going to push it until it goes all the way to the top. And then when I hit the gas, it's going to bring my nose straight up. If you have the trim all the way up, and you just stay on the gas, it'll do something like this. Now here's with the trim all the way down. So when you back the trailer in, you want to have just a little bit of the bunks exposed, so when you drive in, you have something that stops you from just like driving up right into this guy. So just a little bit of the bunks exposed, and I'll show you how to load it up. So I'm hitting the brake, holding the brake, kind of going into reverse, so I just kind of coasted right in, and then you shut it off, and then you crank it up the rest of the way. You can pull it up a little bit. Put this strap through the eyelet, and then hook the hook to the strap. Flip that lever down, which locks in the spool. Flip this lever down, which locks in the handle. And give the Sea-Doo a little lift to get over there if you have to. Just go till she's tight. Then when you pull it out, the last thing you gotta do is pull the plug out, and you're done. All right, I said it before, and I'll say it again because it's very important. Do not operate these Sea-Doos in under 3 feet of water, which is about waist deep. You're gonna suck up sand, and you're gonna have a bad day. We're gonna have to come out and fix it, or you're not gonna be able to ride the rest of the day if we can't come out and fix it. So that's the #1 reason these things break down. That's the only reason these things break down, is people operating them in under 3 feet of water. So just don't do it. Use the anchor, stay away. Thank you. All right, one last thing. I forgot to tell you guys what to do when you run over weeds. So you'll know you ran over a bunch of weeds if you can't go anywhere and you hit the throttle and the Sea-Doo vibrates and it just like makes a weird like sound, something like that. So what you got to do, step 1, take your key off, because you're gonna have to stick your hand underneath the Sea-Doo up into the grate underneath. So you'll have to get into the water and reach underneath the Sea-Doo at about this point right here. And I'll show you guys what you're reaching for. All right, here is your grate. So here's where all the weeds will be sucked up and plugged right here. So you'll reach underneath and just pull all the weeds out. This is also a good time to show you where all the sand and rocks are gonna get sucked into if you guys operate it in under 3 feet of water. Don't do it. You're gonna ruin your own day.